All right, let's talk about something that probably affects every single one of us. Frozen assets. We're going to dive into what happens when money, this incredibly powerful tool for growth, just stops moving.
So let me ask you straight up, is your money locked up in the cold? Seriously, think about it like a financial freezer. Yeah, it's safe, it's preserved, but it's also totally inert. It's not growing, it's not working for you, it's just sitting there, on ice. And today we're going to unpack what that really means for you.
Okay, so first things first, we need to get on the same page. What exactly is frozen capital?
You know, at its heart, it's super simple. Frozen capital is just money that isn't being put to work. It's idle cash. It's not out there in the economy doing anything that generates a real return. The key things to remember here are not invested and little to no growth. It's basically the financial version of having your car stuck in neutral.
Now, when I say that, you might be picturing, a shoebox stuffed with cash under the bed. And yeah, that's definitely frozen capital. But the modern version, it's way more common. And it looks a lot more, respectable. It often hides in plain sight in places we're actually told are the responsible places to keep our money.
And that brings us right to what I call the low-growth freezer. Let's take a look at the most common places our money gets stuck.
Do any of these look familiar to you? You've got your basic savings accounts, maybe some low-yield fixed deposits, or, the money just sitting in your checking account earning pretty much zero interest. These are the main culprits, right? I mean, they offer security, and you can get your money out easily, which is super important. But the trade-off? Almost zero growth. They keep your money safe for sure, but they also keep it cold and totally unproductive.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at the visual impact of that choice. I mean, the difference is just staggering, right? On the left, you've got that teeny tiny bar. That's the kind of growth you might see in one of those freezer accounts over a decade. But on the right, whoa, that's the potential growth when your capital is actually put to work. That huge gap between them, that's the opportunity cost. It's a really stark reminder of what's actually at stake here.
And look, this isn't just about missing out on some potential gains. Leaving your money on ice has a very real, very tangible cost. So let's talk about the real cost of cold.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. The biggest risk of all is not taking one. It perfectly captures this paradox, right? We so often leave our money in these super safe places because we want to avoid risk. But by doing that, we're actively choosing a different kind of risk. The absolute certainty of standing still while the rest of the financial world moves forward. In finance, doing nothing is doing something, and believe me, it has consequences.
So what's with this number? -25%. Well, that's a rough estimate of how much purchasing power your money has lost over the last 10 years, just due to inflation. Let that sink in. The dollar you put into that freezer a decade ago, it buys about 25% less stuff today. You didn't even spend it, but its value just quietly evaporated. That is the cost of cold.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. The two paths your money can take. On one side, you've got frozen capital. It's basically a sitting duck for inflation, and it completely misses out on the magic of compounding growth. But on the other side, working capital. Now that has the potential to actually beat inflation and to harness that compounding effect, where your money starts making its own money. The choice is really between a near certain loss of value and the potential for real growth.
Okay, so we've identified the problem, and we've seen just how high the cost can be. So now, for the most important part, how do you actually thaw your assets and get them back to work?
All right, and here's a quick but really important disclaimer. What I'm about to say is not financial advice. Everybody's situation is completely unique. Think of this more as a framework, okay? A structured way to think about moving your capital from just sitting there to actually growing. And really, you can break it down into 4 simple steps. First up, assess. You got to get a clear, honest picture of where all your money is right now. How much of it is truly on ice? Then, step 2, define your goals. What's this money for? Saving for retirement in 30 years is a totally different ballgame than a down payment on a house in 3. Third, explore your options. This is where you learn about the big categories where capital can work. Things like stocks, bonds, real estate, just to understand how they might align with your goals and your timeline. And finally, and this is the most critical part, take action. All this knowledge is only powerful if you actually use it to make a plan and move from just thinking about it to actually doing something. So we're going to end right back where we started, with this one big thought. Your capital, your money, it has the potential to be this incredible engine for building your future.
It's literally designed to move, to work, and to grow. So the final question I'll leave you with is yours still on ice?